In learning foreign language, the pronunciation is good or not. It depends on many cases. When I talk with Vietnamese people who I study with language exchange, and sometimes they speak my pronunciation is good. And in the other hand, when I say something to language partners, and then they cannot understand what I'm talking. So, and in fact, um, when I speak, uh, frequently used the expression will be good in pronunciation. But when I speak, I say to the not common sentence, and at the time my pronunciation not clear, not like English or Korean. So in Vietnamese, they cannot understand. This is natural. I need to more practice to involve it. What level I say, and then people can understand. And then the other expression, when I say, they cannot understand. Even I cannot express because I don't know some words. So, and there are many cases. So the more I practice, the better I can make them understood. So the pronunciation is not a perfect. So slowly it's the basic level, it's okay. And then uh, some uh, other expressions, not okay. It depends on what content, what words, what phrases, what sentences I can deliver to listeners. Then they judge my pronunciations. So the more I speak, the better I can express. So at least when we learn pronunciation to improve pronunciation, the point is we need to talk too much from basic expression to uh, some opinion or talking about some topics, and then make it expanded using more words, using more sentences to explain the content. By doing that, and then we can uh, talk properly, and also to speak well, and then the basic skill is listening. So, and I think the amount of listening and speaking, in terms of the speed of listening, and then they native speaker speaks very fast. So, and then the amount or time is, I think, 3 times. The listening is 3 times than speaking. So, and I think it's more is better because when I listen much more, and then I can adapt the sound, and then I can follow, I can remember the sound pronunciation. Uh, I can uh, I can speak well in good pronunciation. And also, I I found out that Jalo is a very good platform to practice pronunciation. In fact, when I speak Vietnamese for about 20 months, I don't know my pronunciation. How my pronunciation is like, is correct or incorrect. So I found out Yellow voice message to text. I every day I made sentences in read the sentence and try to speak, read the sentence. After then, I try to listen first. After listening, and then I check out my pronunciation. And then, yeah, I know my pronunciation incorrect. Some pronunciation is good, so and correct, but most of them still is more than 50% incorrect. But most important thing is for me to figure out how I pronounce what is wrong and then what's correct. So, and then I can get confident, also know myself in pronunciation. This is a very important part. And also I can practice with my language partner and fellow teacher. They can help uh, by sending voice message, and then I can listen again and again. After then, I can figure out what they are talking, but sometimes I cannot. So this way is good. So now and then I ask my friends who are from India, and then they help make the same kind of application to produce and then voice message to text. I don't know the tech, programming, but if possible, I can help my language partners who learn Korean. So, and then just like me, they can use application, listening and speaking, check out the pronunciation itself, and then hopefully it'll work. Anyway, so the pronunciation is the point is I think how much I express what level express is the point in pronunciation. So my pronunciation is good or not. It depends on what level are you in. So it depends on. But in as a native speakers, it's very challengeable. So and then keep doing, and then someday my brain older to my mouth to speak like this at the moment, and then maybe I can try to speak like a native speakers. But when we speak some very fast in the content, it's very fast. So naturally we practice speaking, and then it's very difficult to good pronunciation in at the same time. So it might be habit. Speaking is also habit. Repeat, change. Um, After I speak a Vietnamese sentence, I clearly understand about my sentence is not good in speaking, divided some, not a one sentence. So and then I need more practice to speak naturally in one phrases and one sentences uh, in the expression. By doing that, I can make some good expression. Now I copy, then I can make the program in English. My content of how much we have a good uh, have a good pronunciation in learning foreign language uh, with some native speakers in each level of language after proofreading it, how to improve pronunciation in learning of foreign language. More I practice, the better my pronunciation become. Speaking a lot, listening even more. While voice to text practice, and then okay, this content will be good. Translate into Korean and Vietnamese above. Now I get the content from and then Okay, see, and then I can have it. Here's a clear, proofread, and organized version of your graph in English. I kept the original meaning, but rewrote it in a structured way so it can be used as content about pronunciation in language learning, how to improve pronunciation and learning of foreign language. When I learn a foreign language, pronunciation is one of the most important and the most challenging skills. From my own experience, I have learned that pronunciation is not simply good or bad. It depends on many factors: the level of the learner, the situation, the sentence being spoken, and the listener's expectation. Sometimes when I speak with my Vietnamese language partner, they tell me my pronunciation is good other times, and then they cannot understand what I'm saying, especially when I use less common sentences or more complicated expression. It shows me that my pronunciation is clear enough for simple basic phrases, but not always accurate in longer or uncommon sentences. And the key lesson is that the more I practice, the better my pronunciation becomes. Even if it's not a perfect, slow, and clear pronunciation at a basic level, it's usually enough. As I expand to more expressions, my pronunciation is tested in new ways. To improve, I focus on two main skills: speaking a lot, from simple expression to opinion and topic. The more I talk, the more words and sentences I can use to explain ideas. Repetition helps me produce sound more naturally. Listening even more, I have found that listening is at least three times more important than speaking. Native speakers often talk very fast, and by listening more, I can observe the rhythm, intonation, and correct sounds of the language, and I can imitate them better in my own speech. Another tool that helped me is voice to text practice. For example, when I speak Vietnamese, I record my voice and check the transcription. If the system recognizes my words correctly, it means my pronunciation is close to correct. If not, I know which sound I need to improve. This gives me confidence and shows me exactly where my weaknesses are. Feedbacks from teachers, language partners, and friends is also valuable. When I send them both messages, they can correct me listening again and through their corrected version have me notice that the difference. Finally, I have realized that the pronunciation depends on level. At the beginner level, it is fine if pronunciation is not perfect. What matters most is communication. At the intermediate and advanced level, pronunciation becomes more important because we want to be understood in more complex conversation. In short, pronouncing is a journey. It improves through repeating and practice sentence. We think much more than speaking, using tools like voice text, getting feedback from partners and teachers, and speaking naturally or phrase or one sentence at a time. The more I practice, the more confident I become, and step by step, my pronunciation gets closer to that of a native speaker. Okay. Done.